sorry. Just passing the Llangefni Leisure Centre. Hello my subscribers and people who aren't, which is probably most of the planet. I am on my Multistrada. I am going on a weekend trip to North Wales where men are men and sheep are scared. And here we go. I've got 122 miles to go before I reach my bed and breakfast. And as I used to live in North Wales, my intention is to motorcycle around the places that I love and meet some old friends and chew some cud. I think that's the general idea. So this should be good. Now I've got a long way to go and the sun will be setting in an hour and a half, 2 hours, and if you don't get to North Wales, before 8 o'clock, it seems to shut. There's not much open. So hopefully we will be able to find somewhere to eat. So I'm just gonna lie back and kind of enjoy the enjoyment of my motorcycle trip. Looking forward to it. Very expensive in this public house establishments, although driving through here the food smells absolutely gorgeous. Well, she might pull out me there. Well, hopefully I'm quite noticeable in my red extension of my genitals. There's a police car there. And welcome to the Village of Hope. That church in front of you is in the Doomsday Book. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's dooming. Hope is very famous for a cement works, Blue Circle Cement. It's also the site of 1 or 2 Roman battles. They were probably trying to get into that spa there on the right. Seems to be rather a large collection of people. Outside a spa. Very nice. And here we are in Castleton, famous for St Mary's Hospital, which used to treat lepers. And what did one leper say to the other? How do you do? Mustn't crumble. Yeah, they don't get any better than that. Obviously, I've been to Castleton many a time. It's got some wonderful shops and it's very famous for its mining the gemstone which is called Blue John, a sort of purpley stone. Anyway, they used to die for it, quite literally, crawling around in caves underneath the ground, which I've done many a time in this area. If you want to go, let me know. Nice to get all wet and muddy. We are about to go up a place called Winnett's Pass, which has appeared in many commercials and films. I don't know why really, it's just kind of a hill. In fact, it's a bypass. There was a main road called Mam Tor, which was the main route to get to Manchester, but it kept on collapsing and they kept on pinning it up again and again and again, but they finally gave up and then decided to use Winnett's Pass, which is a 1-in-4 hill. Many cars break down and it's great fun in the snow. Well, I think it's great fun. mainly because I've got a four-wheel drive car when it's too snowy to bring the motorbike. I don't ever recall coming up Winnet's Pass being followed by a golf buggy. Never mind. On the left in front of us is a famous cave system that you can actually visit called Speedwell Cavern, where you go down into the depths of the earth and into a little boat and wander around underground. It's really good. I suggest you go there. A little bit further up Winnet's Pass, past the cattle grid, is a little cave system called Suicide Cave, which you shouldn't go in there. Let's just put it that way. Not without the correct equipment and training. We're starting up the hill and no one wants to let me past, which is a sort of typical British endeavour. Oh, let me round. Let me round. Oh my god, it's going so slow. Never mind. Apparently, Winnet's Pass is haunted by the ghosts of a young couple called Alan and Clara, who eloped in 1758 and came up Winnet's Pass only to be mugged and murdered by the miners, and they hid their bodies in the mines, only to be discovered 10 years later, which just goes to prove that Arthur Scargill was actually not right. And as we reach the top of the beautiful Winnet's Pass, on our left hand side, which you can't see at all, is a rather large cave system called JH, James Hall Over Engine, which is a cave system stroke mine. It's very deep and it leads onto Titan, which I believe is the largest single pitch cave in the UK. If you're interested in caving, which I do a little bit. In front of us, over the hill, before we get along to Rush Up Edge, is another cave system called Giant's Hole, which is a great starter cave for cavers not wanting to die as regularly. We're going to skip past Rush Up Edge and into Manchester and onto Wales because, to be frank, after you've passed the beautiful hills of the Peak District, Derbyshire, it all just gets a little bit on the boring side. So hold on to your nipples and just admire the scenery for a little bit. And now, from the comfort of your very own chair or perhaps toilet seat, I am going to talk you through coming into North Wales. On our right hand side is the sea there as we approach the village or town of Colwyn Bay. Colwyn Bay is well known for having a nice furniture store and a zoo, which may have shut down because I think all the animals died or they killed them, one of the two. We're about to enter into Llandudno Junction with Llandudno straight in front of us, as well as Diganway, and we're turning left and going over Conway Bridge, Conway Castle on our left hand side, Pizza Place on the right, Old Market on the left. Right hand side there's a fish and chip shop, and round the town walls, which are very nice, and I advise you to go to Conway. Lovely place. Turning left and to the mountain road onto Penmamar, mainly because we like to try and avoid the A55 dual carriageway because people have died there, as well as on this mountain road with loads of people coming toward you, flashing their lights and waving their hands without all of their fingers. I can't remember what the mountain's called, but if I do remember, I would probably stop at this pub and have a drink after going across that mountain road and on and into the town of Penmamar, because that's a nice place to be when there's not a dual carriageway going through it, which there isn't anymore. Actually, there wasn't in the first place, so I don't know why I bothered saying it, but it was the main route into Wales, and it used to get full of traffic for hours and hours on end and be a hateful place, but now it's nice, especially that pizza place on the right hand side there. And then we're going to join the A55 and make our way into further Noth Walesness. As we turn left and onto the A55, we will be passing through a very famous bridge, which I can't remember what it's called, but I probably won't put it down in the comments either. And you will see on the right hand side there, that's the start of the Menai Straits, and over the water there is a little island called Puffin Island, of which I've sailed around on a boat and fallen off it on purpose doing some scuba diving. We're going to turn left very shortly. We could turn right to go to Bangor, but we're not going to do that. It's probably for the best. When we turn left, you can get to Bethel and Capel but we're not going to do that tonight. No, we're going to turn left here and then right and onto the Carnarvon Road and down this hill where I was once driving with a trailer on the back of my car and a wheel fell off and it might have hurt a cow. I'm very sorry about the cow, but it would have probably died anyway. We're coming to the roundabouts and to my bed and breakfast, which I'm really glad, because I think I've run out of breath. Here was my nice little bed and breakfast stay for last night, and it will be my stay for tonight. It's called the Timara, and it's lovely. It's a lovely little bed and breakfast. I have this own little isolated room in there, which I might show you later, and I might not either. So I'm going to make my way to see some friends in Bangor. Nice little place to store my bicycle. We'll turn it on. Oh, you look nice today. Here you go. Turn that on. Ish. That thing is on its side. It's cracking. Turn it around. Should suffice. We'll lean over and climb on. I think we're going to need a bit of fuel, but we're all ready to go. Find the washing line. And down the road we go. I also found out that one of my headlights has died. Very nice of it. I don't think I'll be doing any more night travelling, so I shall probably wait till I get back home. I've not changed the light bulbs since I've had the bike, so it was probably about June, wasn't it? We'll see what lights it takes. Get some nice ones to replace those bulbs. So here we are in the countryside of Noth Wales, and it's looking pretty good too. All nice and green. Temperature's 12 degrees, which is a little bit nippy compared to the temperatures we have been having. But I'm just in my t-shirt under my clobber. That's warm enough for me. Bangor is in fact the oldest city in Wales, and it was founded round about 800 BC. And even though that is a long time, you still can't get a decent flat white there. Bangor is the old Welsh word for wattle enclosure, which actually quite quaintly describes what it's like living there during a COVID lockdown. This particular visit to Bangor didn't go particularly well, as I didn't find my old friend I was hoping to, so we're going to skip past Bangor and on to Menai Bridge, where you'll join me pontificating upon the joys of going across Menai Bridge. So we could go by the Britannia Bridge, but that's new and modern and just looks like a motorway. The Menai Bridge is just historic. I used to travel across this before the other one was built. Used to be some big queues across this bridge before the Britannia Bridge and the bypass was built. Crossing the Menai Straits, looking very, very flat today. It doesn't get too wavy on the straits. You can get a boat down here full tilt. You wouldn't be very popular. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. And you can see the Britannia Bridge on the other side. So now we're going to head from Menai Bridge through Llanfair PG and past Gyrwyn to... I had a nice girlfriend in Gyrwyn. Oh, she did a great trick with a cucumber, but never mind. We're going to head to Llangefni, and Llangefni actually means church on the river Cefni. I think the river Cefni is the small river which runs behind the marketplace or big car park that's in the centre, which is actually where I know Llangefni from. I used to stand on the market on a Thursday for years in the 1980s, maybe early 90s. It's kind of my favourite place on Anglesey. I really love the architecture. It's got a population of round about 5,500. It used to have the largest cattle market on Anglesey, and now there's lots of chickens. Yes, really, chickens. They make them in a factory. Well, it's called a chicken factory. So I suppose that solves the mystery of the egg before the chicken kind of thing. Never mind. We're going to blitz into the town, and the whole purpose of me going to the town is I'm going to visit a friend of mine called Bill Swan, who's an exhibitionist. Well, he's exhibiting his glassware. He does commissions and some beautiful glassware. So if you ever get the opportunity to look him up, he doesn't live in Llangefni at all, but on the other side of Wales. Never mind, we'll visit him there as we whistle through Llangefni centre. Well, we kind of missed most of the centre, but we'll get it on the way back on our way to Porthelly and Carnarvon. Cattle market on the right there where the supermarket is, or was, or yeah, something like that. And we're going to the exhibition centre known as something which I can't remember what, but there's a big sign on the door. I'll probably tell you when we get there. And we'll join myself in the car park being confused. So, where is it, you ask? Where is it, I ask? I have no idea. I think it's this way. I might be a little bit too early. Hello!
Hello.
How the devil are you?
What are you doing, mate? Decided to come out for the day, did you?
Yeah, you alright? How did you know it was me?
The Martians were coming.
You knew it was
Only
me.
you could come like that.
I'm good.